vision is God's given.
Okay.
But it is the ability to capture your future.
Wow, okay.
Vision is not a prophecy, like someone tells you, I'm like, okay, this is what you'll be. And in order to know that this is your vision, it must be linked to your passion. Because God cannot give you what you cannot do. Leadership is inherent, but it's for you to accept it. Just like accepting Christ and say, God, you are my personal Lord and Savior. You have to get that consciousness of, okay, I am a leader. Then you start working in that capacity. It's generated by a passion, it's motivated by a vision, it's built by a conviction, and it's produced by a purpose. So.
Hello everyone, it's Moments with Lady Deborah Patrick. And a Moment with Lady Deborah Patrick, there's a lot we talk about, like vision, purpose, leadership, peer pressure, because all of this is needed for the growth of this upcoming generation. So I'm not just here alone in the studio. With me, I have a very delectable teenager, very intelligent. As in, I love this young girl because she's so I don't know, she's so determined to grow and she loves acquiring knowledge. I'm not just going to, talk so much about her so that her head will start swelling. She knows I know so much about how well and how good she's developing herself. I'm talking of no other person than Faith Jackson. Faith Jackson is with me in the studio. Wow, Faith, good to have you here in the studio with me on Lady Deborah Patrick. I know this is your first experience, right?
Yes.
On a podcast. I can imagine. Don't worry. You know our usual conversations. It's just going to be that beautiful. Yeah, we're just going to be interacting. And yes, you're still young. You're about crossing out of teenage to your early adulthood. And I've seen you the past 2 years, how intentional you have been about your growth, the things you're doing, the mentorship you're submitting to. I'll just want you to just tell me briefly about your journey so far in life, all through that phase of secondary school until just last year. Yeah, you wrote your YX. So let's just hear, how has it been?
First of all, it's been complicated. It's been confusing at first because everybody feels like after school we're decided have made us understand that after school, enter university, just pass your exams and just get the grades. Nobody wants to hear. Your parents don't want to hear any other thing. You don't want to learn another thing. So it's just been like that until I decided to submit myself to mentorship SS2. That was when I found that what life is really all about. And I decided to dig deep and submit myself into mentorship as I got to know about purpose, vision, and leadership. So that's how it has been. So I've just been submitting myself, being intentional about learning new things, because life is not just like that. Life is not a place of going to school, coming back, feeding your family, and doing other things. You have many more things to do. So I just decided to submit myself to mentorship and with my exams.
That sounds so interesting. Talking about mentorship, how's the journey been? Because when I was as young as you are, I didn't even hear about mentorship. Honestly, truth be told, I got to know about mentorship and it really made sense to me, and I submitted myself to it like about 5 years ago. Imagine. So the whole of my early adulthood, I knew nothing about mentorship. There was nobody interested in us. Just like you said, people were interested in you just going to school, getting the grades, come get a job, get married, that conventional lifestyle. So, but however, looking at you at this age, you're already being mentored. How's the mentorship journey be for you?
It's been awesome because we're not told that we think a mentor or somebody that is mentoring is someone that high. You don't have to see the person. There's this distance. But now there is a close relationship. You go to the person and you ask. And it takes discipline because it's not that easy for how we have been so far. We have been in a space where we don't have to. But now it's not easy. It just takes discipline. Consistency in what you're doing. You have to be intentional about it. You have to be very disciplined. So that's how it is.
So how long have you submitted to this mentorship we're talking about?
It's been 2 years now.
Really?
2 years.
Yes. Consistently.
And
what impact has it had on you?
It has had impact in so many ways. First of all, at least I could be able to express myself. I don't know how to express myself, no matter how hard I try. Really? Even if I know it.
That's before the mentorship phase came to your life, okay?
So, and I've been able to grasp knowledge. I used to feel like because of I'm a science student, I have to be in science. Nothing. If you are giving me, I'm not giving. But now you have to get vast knowledge. Read
Yeah, yeah.
books from Miles Morris, Brian Tracy, and all
My
of them.
God.
So that's how it has been.
Wow, interesting. Then while you're talking, you talked about purpose, vision, and leadership. So when this word purpose comes to you, what really does it mean to you? If I would ask, journey to discovery of purpose, what does it look like?
Purpose is why you exist.
Okay.
You have to find that reason. Why you have to ask yourself that question, why is this thing here? Like this mic, you have what's the purpose of this mic?
Okay.
The purpose of this mic is to use it for sound, right?
Yeah, to
To
amplify
project.
the voice.
Yes.
So imagine using the mic to
To
drum.
cook a hair or use it to turn
I'll
your
turn
food.
your
Yes, it's not work. So you have to ask yourself,
Yes.
what's that thing that I can do naturally? Because if purpose, there is peace in purpose.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
sure, you're right.
yes, peace in
Yeah.
it. If you don't find peace, then that's not what you are
Yeah,
doing. So
yeah.
there's peace in purpose.
So let's talk about vision. Vision, what does it mean? Is it the one they see in church? You know, when we're growing up, we had vision in the four walls of the church. We didn't hear vision outside the church space. So is it that vision where they see, you know, they say the pastor or the prophet gets to see something for you? Which vision are we talking about here?
No, in as much as vision is God's given, but
Okay.
it is the ability to capture your future.
Oh my
Yes,
God.
it's a mental picture of a future
Yeah,
state.
just hold it there. Yes, the ability to capture your future. I can remember vividly when I was growing up. You know, I used to sit down, close my eyes, and start, you know, painting a picture of what I want to become, of who I want to be, of that big woman, that great woman I want to be. Could that be vision?
Yes.
Wow, okay.
Vision is not a prophecy, like someone tells you, I'm like, okay, this is what you be. And in order to know that this is your vision, it must be linked to your passion. Because
Okay.
God cannot give you what you cannot do.
Yeah.
It will be very difficult for you. So he knows your capacity. He knows
Okay.
your capacity and he gives you that vision,
Okay.
ability to capture. It's a unique mental picture. Like it's very unique. It's that thing that is related to you is just
Yeah.
unique for you.
So if I may ask, have you captured this vivid mental picture of your future?
Yes.
No wonder you're so focused in life. You're so intentional. Your hunger for growth, for knowledge is so amazing. And I sure know you're inspiring other young people like you. So you also mentioned leadership. So what's this your leadership journey? How has it been so far?
Leadership is not an easy journey.
Yeah.
It's not really easy, especially when you have people around you. Most of the times, they don't. Generation now, we don't want to submit to leadership. It's very hard for them. When you just talk about leadership, they just want to leave, and that is how it was for me. I'm like, what's actually this leadership thing? We are tired. We're tired of hearing. What's this? I'm too small to become a leader. That's what they will tell. But they don't know that they are born to lead, but they must first become a leader. Leadership is inherent, but it's for you to accept it. Just like accepting Christ and say, God, you are my personal Lord and Savior. You have to get that consciousness of, okay, I am a leader. Then you start working in that capacity. It's the capacity to influence others through inspiration. It's generated by a passion, it's motivated by a vision, it's built by a conviction, and it's produced by a purpose.
So you have a conviction that you're a leader.
Yes.
Of course, it's so obvious. It's so obvious you're one, and I'm so excited that I'm connected to you at this level of your life, and I can't wait to just see you grow and become that great woman out there, impacting your world, impacting your generation. So, however, as a teenager who is almost crossing over to your early adulthood, you know this thing we hear about peer pressure for teenagers, yeah, you've talked about leadership and you're already on you know, emerging as a young leader. Can we say you've been affected by peer pressure at some point, or your knowledge and your submission to mentorship has helped you to influence other young people positively? Can we just talk about this peer pressure of a thing?
The first question is, what if you become the pressure?
Beautiful.
Because everybody's like, there's pressure on social media, there's pressure here. What if you are the pressure? That is the thing. That's how I usually feel before I submitted myself to mention. I'm like, this see my mate, she's going this, she's doing this, she's doing. So by the time you start, you just find yourself, you are depressed already, and they are not looking at you. So why don't you be the pressure on that social media?
Really?
Why don't you get knowledge?
Yeah.
Yes, must you be on that space? You can still be the pressure around your place. Some of them, you might not have have what they have, because you're trying to compare yourself. Most of them out there, they have it. You know that you don't have it. So why don't you submit yourself, gain knowledge, and then be the pressure there?
Yeah, I like that. Be the pressure, because most times when I hear people say, there's pressure on this place, I'm like, what pressure? I don't get to see anything here. Because for me, social media, for me, is like, like we're coming out here, we just had to prepare, package ourselves, look good, dress well. But maybe behind the scenes, indoor, we don't really have that
Yes,
time. So social media for me is like, you just have to be intentional, put everything straight, come out and then put that finishing out there. That's not the real you 24/7. So why should I be pressure about your appearance or whatever you're doing out there? So just like we've talked about purpose, I just believe everyone has purpose in life. And discovering mine has really helped me as well. So discovering my purpose, working on it, building myself, improving on myself has also helped me. So I just love my space. I love the things I'm doing, and I love the impact I'm making already in the next generation. So I believe that has been your experience so far. Okay, people, don't go away. We'll be right back on Moments with Lady Deborah Patrick. Okay, we're back on Moments with Lady Deborah Patrick. It's really been an interesting conversation I'm having here with Miss Faith Jackson. Okay. Faith Jackson is just one of those my favorite teenagers because of our passion for growth, our passion for knowledge, and the fact that she submits to mentorship and she's growing and emerging as a leader. I'm so loving her, and I just want to grow as well and watch her grow to become all that God has created her to be. Okay, Faith. So we're just going to look at this character thing. We have leaders who don't have character. Do you agree with me?
Yes, I do.
Oh, yes. So a lot of people, they just want to be there. They just want to lead people, and they are not able to sit down, work on themselves, work on their character. So when we talk about character and character development, what does it really mean to you?
Okay, character. First of all, character is the combination of your traits.
Yeah.
That is what you inherited.
Oh, yeah.
Now your value, that is your virtue, what you have cultivated.
Okay.
Then your qualities, what you can do.
Yeah.
So that is character. And character you have to develop your character, because most of the times these traits we get it from our parents, fine, but it's left for you to work on it.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that the traits we get from our parents is all negative.
Yes.
We have both positive and negative. So just like temperament, good and bad temperament. Yeah. So one must work on the negative aspect of the trait. Yes, because like me, there's some traits I see, I'm like, no, I saw this in my dad, I don't need it. I don't need to have that experience.
Like, those like this, I don't want to do
I don't like
this. That's so just find yourself maybe like shouting.
Yeah,
just find yourself doing it.
I know you wouldn't even want anybody to raise their voice on you. So imagine you now growing up to be every little thing you're shouting like, man, and this generation don't even want that. I want to be shouted. But there's a better way of dialoguing, of talking to them. Okay, yes, traits not necessarily bad. We still have good traits. Then values. Yes, values, you can also take it from the older people, but you also have to set your own values, just like you said. So coming to qualities, yes, let's talk more about that.
Qualities, that's what you possess, those things that you can do naturally. You just find yourself doing them. There's some character you have not seen it anywhere, but it just comes out. You just do them naturally. Maybe at some point those qualities are what you read. You find from books you read, from people you have talked with, maybe they have just told you
experiences. You're right. Like I always share with you guys, about 10 years ago when I started rising in some leadership responsibility, especially in the religious sector, and the people I was working with, they were quite more older than I, and yet I was like second in the rank. And there was some certain kind of influence they wanted to bring on me, which wasn't a good one. And I know this way not, this wasn't right for me. So I just had to, look for a way to see how I can work with them, respect them, but not bend to what is wrong. So there's a qualities too that helped me. Without that, they would have wrongly influenced me and I would have hurt a lot of people. But I was able to navigate that season of my life with respecting people, honoring people, paying attention to people, being able to solve problems and still don't bend for what is wrong. So I believe that's really what you are looking at. So then this your leadership journey, have you really faced challenges that most times we want to make you feel, okay, I should join the crowd and do the wrong, or no, I rather walk alone and do the right thing? Have you ever come to that point?
There's some times that you be like, it's not easy. There's like, I will leave this thing, but that's why it takes discipline too. You just have to once you set your mind on something, you actually do it. Sometimes you just find yourself doing, but what draws you back, you be like, I'm a leader. Why would I do this thing? So you start remembering, I'm a leader. And what will people say about you when you go home and you possess some attributes? Your parents are like, are you not? Didn't you say you're a leader? So why are you doing like this? So that thing just brings you back, brings you to your consciousness. So when you have that mindset of, I'm a leader, this is not what I am meant to do. This is not what I'm supposed to do. You find some people that usually smoke. Let's say they smoke as teenagers. When the time they remember, okay, I'm a leader, this is not the path meant for me. They just find themselves start doing it. So it's not that easy. It's not easy. We are not gods. We're not trying to put ourselves up high. So it's not easy. Sometimes you just do it. But you have to put yourself into that conscious state, because it's just like a child. When you are smaller, you find yourself taking meat from the pot, but sometimes you start growing, you find those things irrelevant. Like, why would I even take me? I don't have that time. So that's how it is.
Yeah. Okay. So now, you as a young person and emerging leader, how do you feel about the leadership situation in your nation? How do you feel when you see the leaders, the men out there leading the people, doing the wrong things? How do you feel? How does it make you feel?
I think we cannot really do anything. I think they have done their part. They are doing what they have to do. But it's now left for the next generation to put up the right thing. Because we cannot continue complaining and be like, this is this, they are doing like this, they are doing. We'll fight and talk. So it's left for people now. That moment you're using to complain, why don't you train, just mold the next generation? By the time those people go out, you see as they are going and new people are coming in and we are getting new leaders. From there, everything will be set and fine. So we cannot continue complaining.
So that's new leaders with a new mindset.
Yes.
Yeah, with a new mindset. Okay. Yes, that's interesting. But you still have maybe find yourself in the family setting, your parents, your uncles, the people around you that are complaining about the leader, the wrong leadership, the bad leaders that we have. What message do you always have for them in a situation like that?
To me, I know of somebody that usually, I'll be like, what if you keep complaining? They cannot hear you out. They are not, because your voice, they're not hearing you. Are you going to shout? Continue shouting in your house. You're giving yourself headache. So you don't have to leave it and train other people. Why don't you mold your nest? Because after they're shouting, they're not even giving us the positive thing that we need. They're still making us be like this. They're still showing us ways that are even worse than it.
Wow, character development. So what are the processes of developing a good character? Do you have an idea?
First of all, you have to have that is your mind. You have to fix your mind to, this is what I have to do. And secondly, you have to have integrity in what you do.
Oh yeah.
Yes, first of all, integrity, the virtue of being honest and truthful. Okay. As little as lying is something, there's something you just lie that small things. And when you lie, you have to lie and lie and lie and lie and lie. From there you are lying continuously. So you have to have that virtue of being truthful and honest. Can they call you out and be like, what happened here? And you speak out and say, this is what happened. Just you. So that you have to, first of all, is integrity, and know your values, know what people know you for. So when something happens, they say, this is one. If something, maybe something is missing, they say, this girl cannot do it. And everybody has stood by, not the one that's like, I'm not sure, let's ask her. So that's
and then how accountability? How does it come into character development?
Yes, you have to be accountable. No, they give you a space that you should work with people, and then they are not giving feedbacks. What happened? It's not me, but you are the leader there. It's her. I told that you have to take responsibility.
And many young people of this generation, they don't want to be accountable. They just feel they can just move around life. They can just be in a space, just do things anyhow they feel like, and then just walk away. But it doesn't happen that way. So as a young emerging leader and a one who wants to really stand out and be a good one at that, you must be accountable. Then coming back to still character development, how about responsibility? Taking responsibility.
Yes, that's the core thing.
Yeah.
The R in leadership self is responsibility. You have to take responsibility. This is what no matter what's happened, we don't have to share because most of the times it's the thing that will happen. You do as if it's bigger than you. You just want to let me just leave this one, but you have to take responsibility. That's just what a leader does. Take responsibility for
Yeah.
your action.
Yeah. How do you feel about leaders who don't have empathy for others? They can't even feel the pains of others, put themselves in the shoe of others. How do you feel about that? Let's just talk about empathy in character
I feel really
development.
bad because I don't see why a leader you have somebody that is following you or somebody you are with and you're not be like what's actually wrong? Let's work on it. You're like, can't you be strong? Can't you be strong?
That's
You're this
it.
so
Yeah.
it makes people depressed. They just have to leave. Sometimes they now start hating this leadership of a team. It's like, oh, that's how they now use that one thing to
Yeah.
judge everybody.
But
Yeah.
every other leaders. Wow, interesting. So character development is very important in the journey of leadership, especially to you emerging young leaders. There's need for it, and I believe this should be a message you're preaching to young people like you as well, who are also in the path of leadership. Yes, I've seen and I've observed how you are intentional about personal development, developing yourself, reading books, doing research, engaging yourself in intellectual conversation. How did you get there? How did it start?
It's, I think when I was younger, I
Yeah.
used to like talking, but I say maybe it's not for me. There are some. I mean, I've not reached that level. When I go
Yeah.
up, maybe when I'm married, I'll start finding ways.
Yeah.
But I think something happened, so I had to. I just found myself in a space where I had to submit and the first time maybe I think the first time I spoke it was like they were like wow you're trying you're doing well just work on yourself. I'm like so I can do
Do
this
this.
so I can do this so that's how I just you have to practice. If you're
Yeah.
at home talk maybe call your sibling and be like do you know what is this thing you start talking with them they're like you should
Uh,
stand in the mirror and be doing it. You'll find there's joy in speaking like the joy
oh,
in
yeah.
just bring out your voice project there's joy in it.
And not just speaking. Yeah, you must have something you're communicating to the people, which is inspiring,
Yeah,
which is motivating
that's
and
why you have to
informative
read.
as well.
You have to read.
So, how many books, if I may ask, have you read so far? Because I know you read books.
I
And
think
can you just pick like one, two, or three of the books and just talk about, just touch something about it?
okay, attitude is everything.
Okay.
Yes, attitude. It just talked about attitude because you cannot live a life without attitude. You
Oh,
have to
yeah.
have attitude. That's attitude is your. It's something that is inherent. That is
Yeah.
your
It's
is your
just like,
mindset.
yeah, your
Yes, it's
core
your mind,
mindset.
and it's
Yes.
80% of your life. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
almost everything, if
Yeah.
not everything. Attitude is everything. The psychology of money. It's that frog.
Really?
I've also read books on writing of proposals and all of that. Yeah, many.
Really? So what about leadership? You've not
Yes,
touched
I've
any?
read on leadership. That's where I got the definition of by Miles Monroe. Leadership is the
Okay.
capacity to inspire, influence.
Influence
Yes,
and
so it's
wow.
from him. I got it.
Wow, interesting. Wow. I just love how intentional you are about your life. So if I may ask, do you have a circle of young people like you where you're like-minded, where you share ideas? What do you do?
Yeah,
Mm,
I think in my church we have this group called Agape Force. That is love
okay.
by force.
Okay.
So before I started before I submitted myself to mentorship in the church, I've stayed in that church for 1 year. They don't used to hear my
My
voice.
voice.
They don't see me after church. I've
You're
not
always
like
shy.
I
You
always
look
shy.
like, yeah, that person that would just want to
I'll
enter
just go and
herself
come
and
back.
just
Yeah.
disappear.
So until the day I was so scared. I said I wanted to do spoken word. I was trying to tell the organizer of the program that I want to do spoken, but I don't know. I was scared. I said, what
Yeah.
if I did not do it well? Until the day I did, they were like, so you can talk
So
like this,
this,
and everybody since that time. So anytime we have meetings, I don't used to talk until now. Now I can you cannot I cannot leave the meeting without saying something and everybody wants to hear me.
yeah,
If I
me.
don't talk, it's either I'm not feeling fine. They'll be like, Faith, something's wrong with you. Talk now. You have not been this we will not close the meeting until you say something. So I just find myself doing it, loving it. And
Wow.
and they want to hear me speak. That's one thing that is interesting
Okay,
about
I think I personally, and maybe everyone who will get to watch us want to hear you speak. So, do you have any spoken word you can just flow with us? Let's hear you. It could be maybe the ones you've done before, or something that is just flowing now. Yeah.
okay. A spoken word.
Yeah.
Let me start with we grew up where the sun bowed down and the moonlight crept in like a mother calling. Listen, it's time to come home. Where the street light was the curfew and The only Google we knew was asking a cousin who had sense then. So we played till our slippers broke, ate biscuit bone on coated chalk from catcher to 10-10. We ran like dreams had leg. In, out together, we chanted. While our mothers chanted back. Will you get inside like DSTV subscription? We didn't need Netflix, we had NTA. And the only Google we knew was asking a cousin. So we played till our slippers broke. Cartoons were our therapy. Tom and Jerry and taught us survival. So this is mic check 1 2. This mic is not just for people around, it's for people who has led with purpose and vibe. To the ones whose voice got the volume not just in shallow but in depth. Leaders, listen, when you speak, you don't just speak, you speak up. You are the reason things go viral because leadership is not a boardroom. It's knowing when to speak when others sit down, when to accept the truth, and when to go live with purpose rather than fear. So because behind this mic was a child, one who lost a marble but didn't lose wonder, one who cried over cartoons but now tells the story that the world needs to hear. I know it's not easy being a leader, gifted and expected to speak a broken word while remembering your ATM pin, submitting assignments, and replying LOL to chat that doesn't even matter. But still, you have to speak up. So at least that we must rise up. Mic check 1 2. Pressure off. Let's go.
Wow, interesting. Let me be
Thank you,
heard.
ma.
Yes. Well, I know you will always flow. And you know, one beautiful thing about preparation, opportunities will always come. And if I may ask, are you looking out for opportunities and platforms to express yourself bigger
Yeah,
than where you are presently?
sure.
Really? So, what are the things you're doing behind the scene ahead of that time?
I just have to prepare, get ideas from everywhere because once the opportunity comes, I don't want to be like, I don't know
No,
that this term
yeah,
was coming. So you
yeah.
have to just prepare and wait for the opportunities to come.
Okay, so like just being in the studio with me
You
today,
see,
yeah,
like
you
from
got
you
me.
now, yeah, I'm just waiting for
So
that
high
time.
five. I love that. So I just want to encourage you, just keep doing what you're doing because I have seen the power of consistency, how it has amplified people, get them on platforms they never thought they could be on. So just stay consistent in what you're doing. Yes, you might not see the results this year, might not see it next year, but just give yourself like 5 years. I tell you, your world will come celebrating you, your generation will come clapping and applauding you. So it takes consistency to just keep submitting to mentorship until you know you're able to stand on your own and also start mentoring others because I don't think you just want to get everything and keep to yourself.
Yeah,
You have intention of also, yeah, spreading
sharing.
the message, getting to mentor people. But if that's actually in your vision or your purpose, how do you intend to do it? Like when you get to that point of mentoring others, how do you intend to do it? Do you have a picture of that for the future?
Yes, I think I just like girls, most especially girls.
Yeah.
So I'll create this platform where I see because I don't like when I see girls that don't want to speak up. Maybe
Okay.
if they are having this inferiority complex.
Complex.
But
Okay.
still, I'll still go for the guys. But
Yeah.
most especially, I'll get my
Yeah.
target on girls. So
Girls.
this I have a platform. But then I've not really gotten a name for it for
Okay.
this platform. But I hope I know definitely that I'll get this platform for them where they can be able to speak voice out. But there
Voice.
must be a voice in my
Yeah.
name.
Oh, yeah. I like that. Okay. Thank you very much, Faith, for making out time to join me today on Moments with Lady Deborah
Yes, ma.
Patrick. And I hope to just, see you often. Come around. Let's
Sure.
have a chat. Keep inspiring your generation. Keep impacting your world. And I assure you, kings will come to the brightness of your rising.
Amen.
Thank you for showing up today.
Thank you, ma.
Okay, so with that, we're wrapping up from here. And before I do that, I want to say a big shout out to the netizens ICT.
Shout out.
Yeah, the
Big
netizens.
one.
Yes, the netizens ICT, right here in the city of Uyo, located on Atiku Abubakar. Wow, thank you for this initiative. Thank you for this platform. What a lovely studio they have here. And if you're out there, you're looking for a way to do your podcast, I tell you, this is just your one-stop studio. Stop by at Netizens iCity and call me to say thank you. Thank you, Netizens.
Thank you.